Good evening, guys. It's a very happy and pleasant evening for everyone present here. So, so let's we start the session. It's already been time. Today we will have the basic systems of Java. So we'll have this session right now. An important announcement that attendance will be monitored for 2 days, and only after you will be given with e-certificates. So please note to be that you present on 2 days.
So, can I get started? Hello.
Yes, Hema, you can start.
So, hello everyone. Welcome to this problem solving session in Java with me. Let me introduce myself. I am Hema, like event management team member in GDSC. I'm currently in my second year CSC in SRC. So, let's get started, guys. So, first of all, why do we use Java? Though we have many other programming languages like C, C++, Python, and all. So, by using Java, we can develop web applications, desktop applications, enterprise applications, and mobile applications. And we could provide web services, maintain and support an application, and we can easily migrate and integrate applications using Java. So, now knowing the need of Java, let's see what are the features of Java. So, first, it is simple. Java is a very simple programming language because its syntax is very easy and people find it easy to learn after learning one programming language. And Java has removed many complicated features like explicit pointers, operator overloading, and many such concepts. Then, object oriented. Java is an object oriented programming language. Everything in Java is an object. Everything you write in Java will be in an object only. So it is a combination of different types of object that incorporates both the data and the behavior. So detailed object oriented concepts will be taught in tomorrow's session. And the another main feature of Java is that it is platform independent. Unlike other programming languages, this Java code is just compiled into a platform independent bytecode. And the advantage of this is that it can be interpreted and compiled and run in any other platform. Next, Java is high performance. Like by using Java, we can do faster compilation processes than other traditional interpreted programming languages because this Java code is basically converted into bytecode as I already told and which is very close to the native code. Next, Java is secure. Java is actually best known for its security. With Java, we can create virus-free systems, and Java provides securities by default. And if you want to add in securities also, we can add it explicitly. Then, architecture neutral. Architecture neutral is that there is no implementation dependent features. I can give the best example for this that in C programming, if you already studied, you will be knowing it that int data type occupies 2 bytes of memory in 32 bits, but in 64 bits it occupies 4 bytes. But in Java, int always occupies 4 bytes of memory in both 32 and 64 bit. That is the example for architecture neutral. Then it is portable. As it is architectural neutral, Java is portable, and it facilitates us to carry the Java bytecode to any platform and execute that code successfully. Next, Java is robust because it uses strong memory management techniques. There is no explicit pointers which avoid security problems. There are inbuilt exception handling and type checking mechanisms in Java, and there is an automatic garbage collection system which gets rid of the objects that are not being used by Java application anymore. Next, it is multi-threaded. Like for the people who don't know what is a thread, it is the smallest unit of processing that can be performed in an OS. In Java, a thread is like a separate program which can be executed concurrently. Like separate programs can be executed concurrently at a time. And the main advantage of this is that it does not occupy memory for each thread uh, separately, whereas it occupies a common memory area. And this would be advantageous while using web applications. And then it is dynamic. Java supports dynamic loading of classes, which means Java, the classes can be loaded on demand. And Java also supports dynamic compilation and automatic memory management techniques also. Then it is distributed. Java is distributed, and this feature makes Java access files by calling the particular methods from any computer on the internet. Like you can sit in your own computer and call the particular functions, and it will get executed in this program. So now, as we have seen the features of the Java, let's dive into the first and basic Java program. So this is the basic Java program, and I will explain it to you one by one. So first, it's class. Class is a keyword for declaring a class. As we already discussed, everything that runs must be inside a class. And it is like a blueprint for objects which have both data members and member functions. And this will be detailedly explained in tomorrow's session, guys, because it's totally object oriented concepts tomorrow. And then we have this hello world, which is actually the class name, which which should always be a capital letter, and this class name should always match the Java file name also. Like it is applicable when it is compiled, because you have to use the file name as your class name. And then we have this public. Public is actually a keyword and an access specifier, which indicates that that particular method can be accessed anywhere in the program. And then we have static, which is another keyword, but you have to remember one thing here is that it is not an access specifier, but it is used to access the methods of a class without creating an instance for that particular class. Always when you're using this Java, most of the times if you're not using this static function, you have to create an object, and then only you can call the methods and the data members of that particular class. But if you're using the static function, static keyword, you're not necessary to like instantiate it and use it. You can just print the statements, it get printed. Then the people, for the people who know programming already, you would know that void and main. Void is a written type, guys. It just does not return anything, and my main is the main part of the function where the program starts its execution. Then in the curly braces you have string braces args, which actually indicates that the main function accepts only the string type of arguments and stores it in a string array. Then we have the system.out.println, which is used to print the console, where, as you can see, this system is the class, and this out is another class of object of this class system, and print is a method of that class. So if you're giving anything inside that quotations, it will get printed into the console. And you also have system.out.print, which just prints, and the next comment which you have to print will be printed in the same line. But here in the println, it just printed in the next line after this print. So, uh, like I think the basic program of the Java is clear, where it just prints the hello world. Now, let's just see the data types in Java. First of all, what is this data type? Data type is like it specifies which type of value a particular variable can store. And there are basically two types of data types. One is primitive and another one is non-primitive. In primitive data type, it is actually predefined, and we can't change any size and any features of that particular type. Whereas this non-primitive data types are not predefined, and we can change the shape, size, and features while we program it. So these non-primitive data types are also called as reference variables because they only refer a memory location which stores the data. So in primitive data types, there are actually four types, like Boolean, character, integer, and float. In the Boolean data type indicates whether it is true or false, and the memory it takes is 1 byte. Next, we have character, which indicates that characters, and the size for this is 2 bytes, unlike in other programming language where it only has 1 byte of data. Next, we have integer, which stores integers, and it is divided based on the size occupied. We have byte, short, int, and long. Byte occupies 1 byte of data. Short occupies 2 bytes of memory. Int occupies 4 bytes of memory, and long occupies 8 bytes of memory. So next, it's float. Float stores decimal values, and it is also divided based on the size of the size occupied. We have float and double. Float occupies 4 bytes of memory, and double occupies 8 bytes of memory. Next, we have non-primitive data types, where we have arrays, classes, interfaces, strings, and enum. Arrays stores the data in a continuous memory, whereas a class, which we already saw, is a blueprint of objects. And interfaces, which is very similar to class, but a slight difference is that it has abstract methods in it. String is also similar to arrays, but it stores a sequence of characters. Enum is a special type of class that represents a group of constants. So I think it's clear till now, like the data types concept is clear till now. If you have any queries, you can post that in the comment box, guys. So now let's move on to the operators concept in Java. First of all, what is this operators? So, operators is a special token which we use in a program, and it performs a special function, special operation, and two operands. So, this operators are divided into many types, as you can see here, and I'll go through one by one. First one is arithmetic operators, which are used to perform arithmetic operations. There are majorly 5 arithmetic operations in Java that we can perform, like plus for addition, minus for subtraction, asterisk for multiplication, division, and modulo for modulus operation. For people who don't know what is modulo, it returns the remainder after the division of two operands. Next, we have logical operators, which perform logical operations on two operands. Like we have logical and logical or. In logical and, what happens? Like if both the operands are true only, it returns true, else it returns false. Whereas in logical or, it returns true if both the operands are true, or either of the operands are true also it returns true, else it returns false, which means if both operators are false only it returns false. Next, we have unary operators, which only performs operations on a single operand. We have operators like increment operators, decrement operators, and unary plus and negative operators. We have also post increment, pre increment, post decrement, and pre decrement operators. Next, we'll move on to assignment operators, which is used to equate the LHS part and the RHS part of the equation. There are several types in it also, which are like plus equal to is one such thing, which is actually like LHS is equal to LHS plus RHS. And similarly, we have minus equal to, multiplication equal to, division equal to, all such things. Then we have ternary operators, which is like an if-else statement. Like there will be a condition given, and if that condition is true, then the part after the question mark will be executed. If the condition is false, the part after the semicolon will be executed. It is like represented by a question mark and a semicolon. Next, we have relational operators. As we all know, relational operators checks the relation between the operands there, and it outputs always in Java. This relational operators outputs a Boolean value, not 0 or 1, unlike other programming languages. So the relational operators are less than, greater than, less than, equal to, greater than or equal to, equal to, and not equal to. Generally, if you already know any programming language, you'll say like equal to will always use double equal to sign. Next, we have bitwise operators, which is used to perform operations on each bit of data. Like the individual bits of a number are considered into the calculation, and then the calculation is performed. Some bitwise operators are and, or, XOR, and not. Next, we have shift operators, which is also a part of bitwise operators. And there is a left shift and right shift operators. In left shift, the shift of bits will be to the left of the uh, left, and only the two places will be shifted, and the other places will be filled with zeros. Similarly, the right shift also. Now, I think the operators concept is also clear. So now let's further move on to control statements in Java. So actually, these control statements are used to control the flow of a program. They are mainly categorized into three types: the decision-making statements, looping statements, and jump statements. First of all, what is this decision-making statements? This decision-making statements is like if the condition is there will be a condition, and this helps to decide which block of statements to be executed. And the examples for that would be if else statements and switch case. And in if else, if the condition is true, the first block is executed, and if it is not true, the second block will be executed. But in this case of switch, the particular case will be executed where the condition is satisfied. Second, we have looping statements, where the looping statements are used to execute the block of code multiple times till the condition is satisfied. So here we have for loop, for each loop, while loop, do while loop in Java. This for loop, for each loop, while loop, or entry check looping statements. and do while loop is exit check. The condition is checked and then the program is executed, the particular loop is executed. Else, that is actually the entry check entry check. And then if you see about exit check looping statements, first the program block of code will be executed and then the condition is checked. Then we have jump statements, which are used to jump from one statement to another. There are two types of jump statements. One is break and then continue. People just don't get confused between this break and continue. Break statement is used to terminate and exit a particular loop, but a continue statement terminates the execution of statements within a loop, not outside the loop, and then it continues the loop in the next iteration. So this is all about control statements. Now let's see about small introduction about arrays. So array is a collection of similar type of elements which is mostly stored in the contiguous memory location. Java array is an object which contains elements of a similar data type, and the size of it is always fixed. And it is Java is array is always indexed based. Like the first element of the array is always stored in the zeroth index, and second is stored in the first index, like that. And then Java's arrays is dynamically generated. In other programming languages, it's static, but in uh, Java, it is dynamic. So this is the syntax for creating an array, guys. So first, the data type is given, and a square brackets. Then the name of the array is given, and this square brackets can be specified either here or after the name of the array. And then we have this new, which is a keyword which is actually used to allocate the particular memory for this particular object. And then we have the data type, and inside the square brackets we have to give the size of the array. So here is the example for the array. So here we are creating an array, and the data type for this is double, and the array name is mylist. So here the mylist is an array of type double, and the size of it is 10. So this is the basic program for declaration and initialization of an array. As you can see here, we are creating an array of type int, which is of size 5, and the name of the array is a. And here in this line, we are initializing the particular array. Here it is a of 0, which indicates at the first index we are going to place the value 10. So the first element would be 10, and the index of that would be 0. So here we are going to traverse through the array using the for loop, and here this a dot length is going to return the length of the array, and in the next statement you're going to just print the array. So uh, as the concepts are, I guess, clear, now let's just move on to the problems. So the first problem here is that it just prints the single quotation of A and plus the single quotation of B. If anybody knows the answer for this, you can answer for this in the comment box. I'll wait for 30 seconds. So, okay, guys, I think people are not able to get the answer. Let me explain the answer for you. So, as this A and B are mentioned in the single quotation, we can see here, these are not considered as strings. Okay, and so we can't concatenate them. Only the ASCII values of this A and B will be added, and the that result will be given there. No, guys, I think your answer is not correct. That's not A B. So what happens is that the ASCII value of A is 65 and the ASCII value of B is 66, and it the ASCII value of A and B will just be added, and the result will be given. Like 65 plus 66 would be 131. So answer is the C option. So here in the next question, we have two print statements where the first print statement just gives hello, and the second println statement prints guys. So what would be the output of the program? So okay, guys, I think you people were not able to answer for this. So the answer for this would be third option, where I'm sorry, the answer for this is the first option, where I guess Siddharth is not correct. And somebody answer the correct answer. Okay. So the system dot out dot print will just print it, and then uh, next print statement for the next print statement, the cursor won't go to the next line, but it stays in the same line. But whereas in the println statement, this after printing the particular content, it just goes to the next line after printing. So the answer for this would be the first option. So next question is, what is the correct declaration for a Boolean variable? I'll just wait for again 30 seconds. If anybody knows the answer, please put them in the comment box. So okay guys, let me say the answer for this. So as I already told, like Boolean is a data type, and so we can give the value directly, like true or false. We can just give it directly. So the correct option for this would be the fourth option. As I guess somebody in the comment box gave the correct answer. So this is the next question. There's a program given, and how can we execute this or compile this particular Java program? If anybody knows the answer, you can just comment down. So, okay, guys, let me just see. So, to compile a program in Java, we generally use that as file name dot Java. So, can anyone say the answer now? Yeah. The answer for this is second option. As I already told, the file name should always be the name of the class. So, the file name is my program. So, to compile it, you have to give my program dot Java. Next one. Here, an array of type int is created and it is just initialized at that place only. And there's a for loop here where we are going to access each element of the array. If anybody knows the output for this, you can just comment that in the comment box. So, okay, guys, here, as I already told, this x dot length returns the length of the array. So, the length of the array is 5. So, this particular for loop will get executed for 5 times. So, as the condition for that would be true for 5 times. And here inside this condition, in this for loop, we have a system.out where it accesses the particular elements, like all the elements of the array, and it just prints that in the same line without the commas in between them. So the answer for this is the fourth option. This is the next question, guys, where we have declared three variables a, b, and c of type double, and we have initialized them, and we are just printing those values in the next 3 lines. What would be the output for this? Again, I'll wait for 30 seconds. If anybody knows the answer, you can comment it in the comment box. So, okay, guys, for this, the answer is fourth option, all the above, because the first one, A, is 3 by 0, like 3.0 by 0, which is actually infinity, which prints infinity. That is the first print statement, prints infinity. And then we have 0 by 4, which is generally like 0 by anything is 0, so it prints 0.0 as output. And then we have 0 by 0.0, which actually prints NaN as the output. So all the three would be printed in the console, and the answer for this would be all the mentioned. So this is the next question, guys, where we have initialized the x variable, and then inside the curly braces we have initialized the y variable, and we have using the two print statements inside the curly braces and also outside the curly braces, and where we are printing both x and y values. What would be the output for this? If anybody knows, you can just put that in the comment box. Okay, guys, let me explain the concept for this. So, here I would like to tell a small concept which is the scope of a variable, scope of a particular variable. The scope of a particular variable, like for this variable y, is only inside the curly braces. If you're trying to print the same value or the value of that particular y outside that particular curly braces, you will get the compilation error. So for this, the option would be the compilation error. So let's move on to the last question of this session. So we have initialized two double variables where the values for that is 2 and 3. And then for the third double variable, we are assigning math dot power of x comma y, and we are printing that value of z. What could be the output for this? If anybody knows, you can put that in the comment box. Okay, guys, someone said the correct answer in the comment box. Yes, the answer for this is the second option, 8.0. Because this math.power, it just takes two parameters as input, like x is the base and y is the power for it. As that is, the 2 is the base and 3 is the power for it. So 2 power 3 is obviously 8. But you will be just confused with the second and third option, but the correct answer for this is second option because we are giving the type for it as double. So it is not an int. So it just prints 8.0 as the output. So okay, guys, if you have any doubts in the session, you can just ask now. If anyone is having any doubts, you can ask now or put that in the comment box. Seems nobody is having any doubts and you're clear about whatever I thought. Okay. Like if you have a doubt, it can be resize an array in Java. So you can't resize an array in Java. As I already told, the size of the array is fixed and you can't change the size after you're like once initializing it. Like if you want to like do anything related to the size, you can go to other data types like so in the comment box there's the link shared. You can fill the form and give your feedback, and that's the link for the attendance. So, like to check if two arrays are equal, we have a method like arrays dot equals method is there. So you can use that method and find whether check whether if two arrays are equal or not. I guess now the link is working. You can just click on the link and fill the form.
So based on this attendance only, we'll provide you the e-certificates, and we hope the session brings you lots of useful moments you have got from this event. So let me have uh, another session tomorrow. So if you fill this form, please acknowledge your uh,
If you fill the form, you can just acknowledge that in the comment box. Okay, guys, thank you. If you have any feedback, you can just put that in the comment box. Thank you for being attentive in this session.